Oh, this is great. I'm so happy to be here at the mall. This is awesome. No matter what it is, like, my career will find the least cool place to have this show. Hey, you're in Las Vegas, Sin City, home of everything. How about this mall near the airport? There's a mall near the airport that the locals go to. How about that? And I love this club. This club used to have 2 locations. They had one in the Arts District, which is the one I used to do, and which is this was beautiful too. But that place was cool too. It was like small, it was intimate, and it was in the Arts District, so it was kind of sketchy, you know. Like it was like during the day you're like, this is fun. Let's go to that vintage store or whatever. And then at night you're like, where's the pepper spray? You know, they just come out of the woodwork, and you're like, that guy wasn't here during the daylight. Where did that guy come from? But yeah, it was dangerous. It was fun. I remember there was a fight the last time. I don't know if anyone was here the last time I was here, but one of those shows, I was doing the meet and greet, and like a fight broke out right outside the comedy club. And then I just saw the big bouncer just run out there, and he comes back in, and someone was like, you should get out of here. There's a fight. And I'm like, okay. And I got whisked away like a queen of some description. Just, oh, we must save Zoltan. I'm like, you must save me. And then I came back and there was just blood all in front of the club. It was a serious little back and forth that went on. And the bouncer came back and I was like, was anyone hurt? And he's like, I'm fine. And I was like, wow. That's why I like I like the Strip, but that's like fancy. That's for like the photos, you know? That's the prom photo of Las Vegas is, you know, but I like going to downtown Vegas, the old Vegas, where it's just like, yeah, we could get stabbed here. Like, it's dangerous, but it's not dangerous, but it's dangerous. You know, it's like if they made a musical of Danger, but a little closer than a musical of Danger. But also, you're like, look at that guy, you know. And then you're sitting there with him, you're gambling, and you're like, right, and they're like, we'll kill you. And I just like that little bit. I don't know. It's exciting. I don't know. I enjoy it very much. And we drove. Oh, thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Yeah, you don't hear that at the mall all the time. Just a voice in the back. We love you. And you're like, nice. Wouldn't that be great? You're at H&M, you're trying on some pants, and it doesn't fit, and someone's like, we love you, though. And you're like, thank you. Thank you. That makes me feel better for the pants that don't fit. Wouldn't that just be great just to hear, you know? You're at the buffet and you're like, I shouldn't have that cake. Just some you don't know in the back. We love you. And you're like, I will have that cake. Had a great time, man. My wife and I, we came in on Thursday. We drove in. We did that. We were going to fly. We live in San Diego, so you kind of have the option of the two. But then, you know, the government shut down. There's no air traffic controllers. I don't know if you've seen that on the news. And there's still flights taking off, and there's no one going. What a way to let us know this country is run on money. Like, what a way. It's like there's no one to tell the planes, is it good or not? And they're like, well, let's give it a shot. And, like, the CEO of Delta's like, we trust our pilots. Get out there. And there's no one in the tower going, you are now clear for takeoff. It's just pilots going, what do you think? Should we run it? Let's go. And I'm like, I think we're going to drive. Which is not that much safer. That is, something happened. That drive is peaceful and dangerous. It lulls you into a sense of everything's fine because it's straight for like 5 hours. You just set the cruise control, and then every once in a while someone just has a death wish, and they just, and you're like, man. You know, I got passed by a U-Haul on the way out of here. You haven't been, not one of the small ones, like one of the bigger U-Hauls you can get. And I wasn't going slow. I had the cruise control set to like 82, 83. And this dude, like I was standing still in a full-size U-Haul. I'm like, man, to have that kind of confidence in a rented truck that you have all your belongings in the back of. What a way to let me know you own nothing valuable, that you are going 95 miles an hour in a rented U-Haul. None of this stuff means anything to me. But this is fun, man. We came out, we had shows last night. That was fun to come to through the rain. I don't know if you guys saw that rain. That was biblical, wasn't it? That was the most amount of rain I've ever seen all at the same time. We were staying over at the Aria. Our cab driver was scared. I thought those people had nothing to live for. This guy was terrified. We got in and I was like, is this normal? He's like, I've been here 11 years. I've never seen... And then before he took off, he did this. I'm like, I don't even think that's your religion. Like, what was... He was terrified. And I'm like, man, if there's ever a city where God's not gonna help you, I think it might be Las Vegas. And it was scary to be in a cab where the cab driver's scared and he went through a puddle because from the Aria, all the casinos are like this. They pick you up here and then they loop you down and all the water puddled up. And it was like whoosh and the water came up. I'm like, oh, and he went, ah, like and I'm like, dude, you're the captain of this ship. What are you doing? And I had like a thought in my head. I'm like, we might not make the show. We might not make the show. We're gonna be on the local news. You're like, why wasn't Zoltan at the show? And it's just video of me just hugging a firefighter being airlifted off the hood of a taxi cab. You're like, oh, that's where he was right there. I think it's rude that they filmed that, by the way. People get river rescued during a flat. That's rude. That's a private moment. How dare you? Just a man without pants holding on to just an out of shape man with no pants holding on to the most fit, beautiful firefighter. Help me, I am less than. And they just whip through the wind with your butt cheeks flapping in the breeze. That's rude. And then they put your name underneath. That's this man. If anyone recognizes those cheeks, take a look at that guy. It is a shame. But yeah, we came over today. Today was nicer. No weather. I missed the scared cab driver. We had this cab driver. He was fine, but he's just one of these cab drivers that was going to make you listen to Christian radio at a very high volume the entire time. And I'm not against Christianity. I'm not against God or anything, but Christian radio can turn off immediately. I'm into all that, but man, they can't buy a hit song, can they? How? They don't get it. You need more down to, like, Christian rock is all up here. And you're like, do you listen to any hit music? You gotta bring it down to bring it back up. We praise. And you're like, dude, can we buy a melody? Christian rock is like allergic to a hit the way I am to like dairy. Like they just can't process it or something. And I'm like, and he was just turning it up. And I think that was his way of trying to bring Lord into Vegas. He's like, well, I'm going to be a cab driver. And while I drop people off at strip clubs and stuff, I'm just going to turn that up. And I was like, I missed the scared guy. That was captaining Noah's Ark on the way to the comedy club. I missed that guy, man. We had fun, though. We came in on Thursday. We went to a magic show. That's what my wife and I did. We went to go see Shin Lim over at, you seen that show? It's really good. It's over at the Venetian, I believe. Really good. He does card tricks. And he's great, but I feel like I can only enjoy magic, like, surprised. Like, I need to be surprised like the tricks are. I need to just be sitting here and someone's like, hey, can I do card tricks for you? And you're like, what? I guess. And then they nail it, and you're like, wow. But it is weird when you're in a giant theater and he just comes out with his weird hair and he's like, is this your card? And everyone's like, oh my God. And I was like, I mean, yeah, it was $100 a ticket. That better be the card, dude. Like, I'd be shocked. It'd be more surprising if it wasn't the card. Quite honestly. Yeah, it was just so dramatic. Oh. He performs with his wife. I don't know if you know that. If you haven't seen the show, his wife does. She's a dancer. She comes down in a floating ring and just twirls. And then Shin Lim's like, "That's my wife," and everyone's like, "Ah!" And my wife's like, "Oh my God, isn't that adorable? They get to work together every day." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that also means they get to work together every day." Like, they have to have bad days. All couples have arguments. You still got to go to work. Shin Lim's like, "That's my wife." But you still have that fight from 3 hours ago that never had a resolution in your head. And you're like, yeah, they just give each other dirty looks, probably. Like, I haven't forgotten. She's just spinning around. There's for sure drama there, you know. Yeah, we ended up seeing Shin Lim. We were between great show, by the way, if you want to go see some magic. Great show. We were between him and David Copperfield. And we ended up not seeing Copperfield because they had reviews online saying he was a little old. And like he's kind of fun. He's like in his 70s, I think. He's an older man. And he's doing 2 shows a night. I don't know what kind of debt he's in or what, but this guy, he's just going out there. But in the reviews, they're like, he's a little long in the tooth. Like he's like, it's not. What's that? Tiger? No, that's Siegfried and Roy. Yeah, I swear she was like the tiger ate him. No. Siegfried and Roy, they're the other. The Siegfried and Roy are the gay magicians with the tiger, and David Copperfield's just a regular gay magician without a tiger. No tiger. Same way. The other ones had the tiger. David Copperfield had no tiger. I think that's why the reviews are low. I think people are like, where's the tiger? And it's just David Copperfield. And they're like, he's a little, like, he's not putting the pizzazz in it. And after I read the reviews, I'm like, I kind of want to see David Copperfield. Like, don't you want to see, like, just a jaded magician just phoning it in? Just like, yeah, who'd have guessed? There it is. I got it right again. I mean, I've only been doing magic for 50 years. Of course, I nailed it. Next trick, boom. Let's get out of here. Love to see a jaded magician. Yeah, the Shin Lim show opened with like a trick that was for the whole group, like the whole crowd. Everyone had a deck of cards. You know how everyone gets a deck of cards? And then you rip the deck of cards, and what do? You throw it over your shoulder. And Shin Lim was like, hey, don't throw it too hard because there's people behind you. There was a kid in front of us, and he, like a ninja star, just hit my wife in the eye. Right in the eye. She went, ah! 2 minutes into the show. You know when you get hit, you ever like are in pain and you yell stuff that doesn't make sense, but it's just what comes out? My wife's just like, who the hell brings a kid to a magic show? That's what she said. And like, I felt bad for her because she got hit in the eye, but I was also like, well, yeah, I mean, but that's my wife. I have to have her back, so I gotta like be like, yeah, who brings a kid to a magic show? How dare you bring a child to a magic show? Should have seen David Copperfield. He's phoning it in. Yeah, no tiger. No tiger at the David Copperfield. But no, it's been fun, man. I like coming to Vegas. I like the energy. I know, I'm assuming if you live here, you stay in the outskirts and you let the tourists come in and do whatever they do, which is probably for the best, you know. But it's fun. There's an energy there. It's just that, you know, after like a second Red Bull, you have that twitch. That's what the town feels like. You're like, I'm tired, but I'm also wired. I want to read, but I want to talk at the same time. I want to read about what I'm talking about in the same line. Can we do that? Put it all on red. You know, it's just this energy. And then you're like, now we're a comedy audience, just like that. Wow, I love that. Oh, you're more excited than I am. Like, I'm pretty excited, but it's still 6 o'clock, you know? That's why I'm pumped for this show. Like, we're all gonna be in bed by 9. That's so awesome. I think everything should start at 6. Everything, a hard 6, and we all got fuzzy slippers on by 9 o'clock, enjoying our lives. This is beautiful. Everyone told me this was the nicest club, and it is. It's too nice. I am gonna say that. I don't know where those light sources are coming from. It's too nice. They have a green room that's just a giant bachelor studio apartment. Like they have guitars in there and a massage. You know those massage chairs from like the airport? They got one of those in there for no reason. And I showed up 30 minutes before the show and I'm like, we should have got here earlier. Like they kept coming in going, all right, so like what credits do you want? And how do you want to be introduced? I'm like, I want to play this guitar. Can you leave? I want to be in a massage chair and eat nuts and grapes while playing a guitar. I want to play the opening to Nothing Else Matters alone. Can we do that? While making free throws. It was amazing. It's like someone in their 20s won the lotto. It's great, man. It's my first time here. It's very nice here in Madison. We landed, hopped in an Uber, and you guys are very proud of those lakes. I can tell. The Uber driver, as soon as I was like, wow, look at that lake, he's like, we have multiple lakes. The way he said it, he's like, buddy, your mind's gonna be blown if you like water. We are hydrated. And I have been here long enough to know you guys have a lot of water. All of it's hard, all right? I've already taken a shower at the hotel. I've washed my hands here. Every spigot is just spraying it out. Like, I took a shower in the hotel that looked like Triple H was making a wrestling entrance. Just, like, his lips were dry just like mine, you know? That's the other part of it. My lips are so dry out here. They feel like two pretzel sticks just rubbed together. I don't know how you guys do it. Oh, it's devilish. There's all that water and we're so dry. It makes no sense. I don't know, man. But yeah, we came up from Bloomington. That's where we came up from. Yeah, really, for Bloomington. You've been through there. Woo! I've heard of it. All right. I hope he brings up the Mall of America. That's where we were performing, the Mall of America. That's where I was. For the last 2 days, we've been staying at a mall. Our hotel was connected to it, and it was like a horror movie, all right? Every time, like, the shows would be done, and then we had to get back to our hotel in an empty mall. And the escalators are still running. We went from the 7th floor down to all of them. Why are they running? Who's that for? The spirits like them on. You know, like, why would you do that? And it reminded me of years ago in Kansas City, I had to go return a rental car too early. It was like 4 a.m, and they have a big rental car return mall. And I was there by myself, which was horrifying. And I'm coming down the escalator. I'm like, I don't like this. I'm like half asleep. And then I turned a corner and I startled the security guard, like the one other guy there. He was this elderly man with thick glasses, and we just, and that's what I said. I went, and for some reason he went, we're all alone. There's no way they trained you to say that. Like, there's no way that was in the manual. If you enter a bad situation, quickly, make it worse. That's what we like to do here at the rental car center. But yeah, that's what it was like at the mall. And we stayed at a hotel that was connected to the mall, and that's always, you know, we had to go check in. I make awkward situations out of situations that shouldn't be awkward, you know? That's what I do. I was checking in, and the lady at the front desk like, oh, what are you in town for? And I'm like, I'm here for work, you know, just so we don't have to have that conversation. And she's like, oh, the comedy club made your reservation. Is that what you do? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, usually when people say they're here for work, I'm sure they're doing something lame, but not you. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, every time people say they're here for work, they never say what they do. And I was like, you know, we're probably all burying bodies, you know. That little laugh you guys just had, none of that at the front desk. Can you imagine that sentence coming out and the other person just going, click, 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 click. I'm like, that's why I don't say it right there. It's all been malls. That's why I had to go shopping. That's why I don't like it. I don't like to perform in casinos or malls because I'm gonna spend money, you know. I went and bought this jacket at the Levi's store, and I don't know if you can tell I have new jacket energy on. You know when you get a new jacket and you're like, oh. You just do this in front of the mirror, you know? You're like, should I pop the collar or shouldn't I? And then you see a stranger and you're like, oh, I'm back to me again. All right. That was just for the hotel room. But yeah, I went shopping at the mall. They have young people work at the mall, and they're practicing talking to humans, and we're part of that process. It's a training seminar for Gen Z. It's our responsibility as the elders to go, we'll get through it together, I guess. Every store I went into, just a terrified 20-something would be like, can I help you with something? Like, I didn't even know they worked there. They just, like, came out from behind the thing. And they were so happy when I said no. They were so happy. If I was like, I'm just looking around, they'd be like, nice. And then they'd walk off, and I'd see them catch their manager's eye, like, I tried. I did it. I'm going to sit in the break room now. I want to be a part of this. This isn't even the jacket I wanted. I wanted a different colored denim jacket, and they just didn't have medium, which happens to me. And I've been different sizes. I used to be heavier. I used to be a large. And no matter what size I am, when I go to the store, I think there's like an army of people that size. They're like, Zoltan, to go into the mall, send in the mediums. And everything I want is like, do you want small or large? And you're like, neither. Neither work. And so I wanted this jacket in a medium, or a different color, same jacket. And I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it. And one of the employees came by, a young girl, and she's like, are you looking for something? And I'm like, I am, actually. And she's like, oh, damn it. And I'm like, do you have this jacket in a medium? And then she scanned it with her phone, and she looked up the inventory. She's like, we should have one. And then both of us are just looking through all the coats, looking for a medium. This is when I learned, like, that Gen Z, they have a hard time starting a conversation, but they have an even harder time leaving one. Because we got to a point where we looked through all the jackets and there were no mediums, and instead of just going, well, I guess we tried, she just slowly drifted away from the situation. Like I was stuck in a car and it was on fire and she tried her best. I guess I'll pick a different coat then, huh? All right. It's ridiculous. But it's been fun. It's been fun. I've been doing a lot of malls. The week before this, I was in Edmonton. Edmonton has another giant mall. Don't get too excited. What were you about to say? For a while. Not even from there? I thought you were going to say, my heritage comes from Edmonton. You're like, no, she dated a guy for a while. Didn't work out. And she left. Did I nail it? Is that what it was? Was it really? Oh. She dated a man in Edmonton. It's so funny. It was a big mall. It's like what they're doing in Bloomington. And I had to stay at a hotel connected to that mall. But that hotel was called Fantasyland Hotel, which is a water park hotel. And that's not the type of hotel you want to check into as a man by yourself. All right? It's all families with children, big groups, and just a man with a backpack. Like, I'm here on business, like that. That doesn't smooth things over with everybody. People are like, who the hell's that guy? Why isn't he here with somebody? And I can tell the lady that checked me in also wasn't used to checking people in that come by themselves. Like, she was like, at the end, she was like, is 2 keys all right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, all right, yeah. Maybe you'll meet somebody. There you go. I was like, what? You can just give me 2 keys. That's standard in the hospitality industry. Here's 2 keys. And she's like, I've never seen this before. But wishful thinking, And then I went into the room, and it was too much room. Like, I should have been there with somebody. The room was huge. They had a jacuzzi in the center of the room, a giant jacuzzi. And I'm there by myself with a giant jacuzzi, and then they had mirrors going around it so I could see myself being alone from all angles, staring into an empty jacuzzi tub. And I'm like, what have I made of my life? Like, what is this? And then in my head, I'm like, I don't know what it is, but anytime I'm in a happy place, surrounded by families and giggling, my brain goes to the darkest places. I don't know what it is. It's like my brain has to counterbalance it with negativity. If I'm in someplace sad, I do the opposite. I think happy thoughts to balance it out, but if I'm someplace happy, we're like, let's make it dark in here, you know? So I'm looking at this empty jacuzzi tub, and I'm like, well, I gotta get in. At some point, I'm gonna have to get in. I can order room service, like I get a plate of chicken wings, and I can just lay in the jacuzzi, have the jets hit me wherever I want, while I'm just gnawing on chicken wings. And then I'm like, what if I choke? What if I choke on a chicken wing? That'd be the saddest death of all time. No one would even hear my because the jets are too loud. And there's too much giggling of children outside. You just hit your head on the wall laughing so hard. That's why they wouldn't hear me. Everyone's like, woo! I'm like, whoa! And then and then I would just go down into the froth. They wouldn't find me till the next day, till the maid came in and went, dear God! And now they gotta bring a corner to Fantasyland. Put my body on there with the sheet, and then they gotta go down the elevator everybody uses. So I just imagine Ding and a full family covered in inflatables, ready for the pool. And then they're like, make room! And so everyone's just squeezing against the wall, and all you hear is plastic on plastic. And then here comes a body with a sheet. Buffalo sauce on it. My brain goes to the darkest places. And that's where I like it to be. It helps balance out whatever's going on. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a little more for me than even you. I remember I told that scenario to my audience in Edmonton in the mall, and they're like, what? Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know. It's been fun. I live in New York. I live there with my wife. It's wonderful. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but before I left, we were watching like comedy videos on the TV, and we were laughing really hard together, like super hard, like close to tears. And she eventually told me that she was high. And I felt so betrayed and stupid at the same time. Is that at all? Because, like, and I'm over there, like, right? And she's like, I know. I'm like, oh my God. And then she went, and I'm like, what'd you say? She's like, I'm sorry, I took an edible. And I was like, she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm stupid. That's what's wrong. I laughed way too hard at all of this. So ridiculous. But yeah, it's very nice to be here. I'm like Steven. I also have anxiety. Anxious person. Yeah, that's what you want to do for anxiety. Yell at it. That'll make everyone comfortable. But yeah, it's funny. I met Steven at a show I put on in Brooklyn in a ladies' basement, which only sounds weird outside of Brooklyn. All right? I was trying to set up a show there in 2019, and I couldn't find a venue. Every venue wanted like $1 million to rent it out. And then a friend was like, I have a friend who has a basement, and you can do it there. And I was like, okay. And I sold tickets on Eventbrite. And then people showed up, and then that was a situation, because I'm like, it's not a venue. It's just we're in front of an apartment building. And so I stood outside, and I'm like, go in. This isn't a trap, go ahead. And a fellow comedian recommended that Steven open for me there. And he did a great job. We met for a second. He had to leave. And then years later, I moved to New York. Last year I moved to New York, and he and I happened to be on the same show, and we sat next to each other in the back of the room, and I didn't want to say hello to him because I didn't know if he remembered me from 2019, so we just stood next to each other like, I don't, all right. And then after the show, I messaged him on Instagram. I'm like, hey, man, you had a great set. It was super funny. I don't know if you remember, but we did a show together in a basement in 2019. And he's like, dude, I totally remember. I just thought you didn't remember me. So I didn't say anything either. So just two fully grown tax-paying men sitting next to each other in the back of a room going, no, there's no way. There's just no way. Neither of us would take the risk of the other going, maybe? Our egos couldn't take it. And we're like, I'll just look forward. But I love all of this. It's scary in a good way. You get to go home and you're like, we lived today, didn't we? We didn't just go to a Panera and call it a night, you know? We lived a little. Like last night after the show, we went to a bar down the street called Gem. I don't know if some people just made noises over there. Have you been to Gem? Spelled not G-E-M, J-E-M. Just to let you know, they picked a word off of Google. Have you been to that bar? Listen, yes, but also I loved it. Like it's a bar, but you can tell selling alcohol is not their main point of income. Like, when we showed up, we confused the hell out of them. They're like, oh, what do you want? And we're like, I don't know, alcohol? And they're like, yeah, I guess we sell that. They were so confused, like sketchy people coming in the back door, they'd see us, and they're like, whoa, and then they'd leave. And I'm like, what are they, selling passports in the back? What are they doing back there? It was great, man. We blew that bartender's mind. I don't think that guy's ever made a drink in his life. Like, I bought a beer. I got a bottled beer, and you can point at it on the wall. And they don't have a cooler. They have a straight-up refrigerator, like from a house. Like a magnet, kid's report card on the front, refrigerator from the house. And he opened it up and like, here you go. And I was like, never seen that. I like that. And then my wife's friend, she ordered, I don't know why, but she ordered a tequila and soda. And he's like a drink? He was confused at the order. And she's like, yeah, like a drink. So he pulled out a shot glass, filled it with tequila, and went. And she's like, no, like in a drink. And he's like, in a drink? Yeah. And then so he got a bigger glass, poured the shot into the bigger glass. And she's like, but there's needs more things. And he's like, what, do you need ice? And she's like, yes, I need ice. And he left. There wasn't ice in the area. He went out back. I think I heard the car start. And I'm not making this up. He came back with a bucket like from a hotel. You know those plastic buckets in your room? He came back and he had tongs and he put ice in there. And then he's like, he had a can of club soda. It wasn't like with the gun. It was he's like, and then he poured a little. He's like, more? And she's like, yeah. And he poured a little more. And he's like, how much? He's like, to the top, dude. This one drink took like 9.5 minutes to make. And we're all just standing there watching him. And he looked nervous, like we're cops or something. He's like, oh, God. Just gonna know about the chinchillas we're selling in the back. And then he pushed the drink over. And the lady goes, she looks at us, she goes, I'm scared to ask for a straw. Because I don't think he's gonna know what that is. But we had a great time over at the Gem, dude. That was weird. People came in, they saw us, and they're like, whoa. They looked at my wife and my wife's friend, and it's like, oh, these are some classy ladies in here. Like, these people haven't seen women in so long. I don't know who these were. These people were like from a Bukowski poem or something. It was cool. And you're not going to get that by going to a nice bar. That's why I like going to, that's where you get a story, all right? You go to a nice bar? What's the story? Oh, I ordered a cocktail and it came out really nice. And the guy went, shaka, 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 shaka. And then they had maraschino cherries, and I thought it was really good, so I asked for a second one. And he gave me the second maraschino cherry. That's not a story. That's a boring story. Instead, we went to a business that's clearly a front for something illegal. And we hung out there for way longer than they wished we would have hung out. And we had a great time. That's how stories are made. Go to shady places, all right? Also be careful. You might... I don't recommend you go there by yourself. Go with a group. Go with enough that they're like, well, we can't kill them all. And then you'll make it out, and you'll have a good story to tell the next time you're at a thing, you know. But I like Toronto. I like what you guys do here. It's a good group. Everyone's so happy. Like it seems. I don't know. You guys are probably like, we live here. We could tell you a different story. But from an outsider standpoint, from someone who's visiting, it looks beautiful. I love it. I love it. We walked around downtown. You guys got a children's hospital. Very just a blunt name. I love it. Like, I don't know how you guys, if other cities, I don't know if you guys know, but other cities have children's hospitals too, and they call them something like, oh, St. Jude's Children's Hospital, or something something Children's Hospital, and you guys are like, sick kids. That must have been the quickest meeting in history. What are we naming the children? Sick kids! Meeting adjourned. Let's get on with it. No nuance. In front of the building just says sick kids, and there's like a kid in a wheelchair. And you're like, all right, we know what's going on in there. It's like they were trying to make sure that it didn't look like a front for something else. They're like, look, we're not trying to be like Jim down the street. This is what we're doing in here. We're helping these children. Ah! Oh, the excitement. What's up, everybody? Yes, you could be happier, but all right, that's one person that was sad. I like it. No, don't change. Don't clap now. You hold that tight. That's always fun. I like one person that's in their head like, oh, no, that's not a good parking spot that I got. I'm definitely getting towed by the time I'm out of here. Ah. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for coming out. Yeah, we're here. Beautiful. I love this. It's so nice. I'm so pumped. We packed out all these shows. And then before I came, we sold out 4 of them, so we added a Thursday. And I was like, oh my God, am I Matt Wright for something? And then I came in. I was like, this is amazing. And then I saw how small the room was. I'm like, all right, well, it's still pretty cool. All right. Doesn't have to be the Rogers Center or whatever. And there's still seats missing. All right, people didn't make. I wasn't kidding about parking then. All right, there's people looping around going, it's already happening. But it was a good day. I've never been to this part of Toronto. I don't know what this section, Danforth, I guess is the name of the neighborhood. Never come out to this area. My in-laws, my wife's family, they live up in Richmond Hill, which is suburbs. And is that a wow? Is that? I mean, it's cool. I didn't expect you were like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, it is a wow. It's good up there. They got a lot of stuff. They got a lot of houses with addresses, with the entire address spelled out. That's a real big movement. I love that. Like, people think that's classy. You're like, oh yeah, spell it out. Spell it out. I don't want 1-4. I want it to say 14, all squiggly. Let's make these Uber Eats drivers work for it. What do you say? Let's test their reading skills. What's that? You're from another country delivering me a sandwich? Can you read 14? You might never know if this is the right home. It is a big deal over there. But yeah. So I'm up there, and but I like the city part. The city part's so cool, and it just feels like a movie set. The entire thing. There's so many different people. It's like cast by Netflix or something. It's like one of everybody. It's just so diverse. Look around this audience. There's one of everybody living in harmony in Canada. This is like what they taught us in kindergarten. It doesn't matter what race or creed or gender or height or whatever. Like, height's probably one of them, right? You ever see someone come in too tall and you're like, not him. Not him. He makes me feel bad about me. Get out of here, you tall one. But I like it. It feels, it feels safe. Even when it looks sketchy, it ends up being safe. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it feels like out there. Like on the Uber ride, we went through a lot of neighborhoods, and it was like, oh, this is nice, and you're like, oh, there's like sleepy, itchy people at some of them. And then there was like an alley where I'm like, I don't know about that alley. And then like a nun would walk out of the alley, and I'm like, that's a pretty safe alley, I think. Just got blessed by a nun in there. There's a little bit of everybody, but it's nice. So yeah, I'm up there in Richmond Hill hanging out with my in-laws. I have a Persian wife, so I have a Persian in-laws, which is very nice. Yeah, it's very nice. I can't learn Farsi to save my life. I can't, and they're so disappointed. I've visited like 20 times at this point, and they're like, you still don't know? And I'm like, I don't know how to say that. It's haqlibla. And I'm like, it's dugh. They have this thing, it's called dugh. It's salt milk. I don't know how else to describe it. Imagine if they took milk and just poured a half gallon of salt in there, and then you drink it, and then they heckle you for making the face that you made for drinking that salt milk. And I'm like, what is this? It's milk. And I'm like, that's what it made me do, is what that sounded like. But I like learning. We were learning all the phrases and stuff. It's fun when you get to learn the direct translations of things, like because it's like a poetic language. Farsi is, and so we were looking at this thing like to say "shut up," like you wanted to tell someone "shut up." What you're actually saying, literally, is poison of a snake. That's what you're saying. So you're bringing a poison of a snake, and you're like, "Oh, was I talking too much? I apologize." And I'm like, that's so cool. So I haven't been able to learn how to say that in Farsi, but I've just been saying poison of the snake. And then people get what I'm trying to say. And also to say something sweet like I love you, the direct translation to I love you is I'll eat your liver. That's the direct translation. I think the first person in Iran to profess love might have been a serial killer. I'll eat your liver. Oh, you're so sweet. Why the liver? There's so many other organs that are better. And you're like, the liver cleans the blood. I'll eat that. Nom 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 nom. Ew. Wow. Also, how do you like the tone in which you say that is so important. I'll eat your liver. I'll eat your liver. Like no one else is gonna do it, I guess I'll do it. You look lonely, I'll eat that liver. Give me that liver. Oh, nom 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 nom. It's so bizarre. But I just pictured like a movie scene where like two people from different countries, like one person is from Iran, speaks Farsi, and the other person from somewhere else. But they don't speak each other's language, so they have to Google Translate to talk. And then they get really close, and then finally the person's like, I love you. And then the other person's like, you'll eat my liver? And they're like, That would be such a beautiful scene, I think. But yeah, very much enjoy Toronto. It's good we came in. I like it. They just let you in to this country. There should be more questions. Quite honestly, they let us in. We came in with 3 boxes. I checked 3 boxes. My wife brought a business that she no longer does and was giving it to her sister. And we had 3 giant boxes. And they weren't new boxes, all right? These looked suspicious, all right? They were falling apart. We duct taped I was embarrassed to bring them to the airport. That's how bad these boxes look. We went through Delta Sky Priority, and I'm like, yes, I'd like to check these trash boxes. And I'm like, they're gonna have questions when we land at the other one. Like, there's no way we're gonna bring by 3 boxes that look like they should be ticking. And they look like it's so nefarious. Like, and there's not even a question. They just went, oh, welcome to Canada. And I'm like, no, dude. Ask anything about these boxes. I'm nervous, even though I know there's nothing in there. I like the way you guys run it, though. Because I get so nervous when I go through your guys' customs, even though they never ask me anything, but I feel like I'm going to give something up. And especially when I'm coming for 2 reasons. Because I'm coming here to work, which I'm supposed to declare, and I'm coming here to also see family. And then on the computer, you know, they have you come in, there's like a screen, and they're like, are you coming here for work or business? And I wanted to do, you know, both, kind of. And then I just hit family, and I'm like, he's going to know. And then I wasn't ready for the photo, because it just came up and flashed, and I went, huh? And so now I'm handing him a readout of me going, huh? And then with a lie on there, or a half-truth of like, I'm coming to see family, and picking up a check at the comedy bar. And so I get all nervous. Because one time, the first time I came to Canada, it wasn't on this side, it was on the Vancouver side, and we drove across, and that guy looked me up, like he was on my website. He was on my comedy website, asking me questions that would only be on my website. And I was like, are you on my website? He's like, I don't have to tell you that. And I was like, it was so bizarre. It was weird because that one we weren't telling. My buddy Ed, who drove me across, was like, you're just coming to hang out at my house. Don't tell him about the show because you're supposed to. And by the way, I wasn't getting paid a lot for this show. I was performing in Kamloops at a 6-pin bowling alley. They have less, I don't know if you've heard of this, they have bowling alleys with less pins and a smaller ball. And I guess it's easier to play drunk. I don't know what it is. And apparently that wasn't enough entertainment for this venue, so off to the side, they're like, why don't we bring in a comedian from San Diego? Just have him drive across the border. It'll be fine. And so I flew into Seattle, got picked up and smuggled across. And that guy was nosy, dude. He was on my website, and then he was like, so where are you going to stay in Vancouver? I'm like, I'm staying with my friend Ed. He's like, oh, that's your friend? And I'm like, yeah, that's my friend. Where'd you guys meet? I'm like, we met in Las Vegas. And he's like, oh, so you're going to his house? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, does he sometimes go to your house? And I'm like, I mean, not yet, but depending on how this goes, I don't know. It was like he just kept going to the point where I wanted to go, hey, listen, man, I'm not gay. Like, there isn't anything between me and Ed. Ed and I are cool. I'm gonna sleep on his couch. Do you guys not have friends? Like, what are we doing right now? Because he was on my website. I purposely didn't put my show at the bowling alley on my website. But he was like, oh, so you were in Las Vegas last week? And I was like, are you on my website? I don't have to tell you. So that guy was all serious. And then here I am, many years later, going through your airport with 3 very shady-looking boxes. I'm like, come on in. Come on in. It's wonderful. But yeah, it's been good. It's nice to hang out with a family. It's nice. There's so many people in the house. And you can just, I'm not comfortable. And they're all sweet. They're all nice. They couldn't be more hospitable. But I'm one of those people where I grew up alone. So anytime there's like one other person in the room, I'm like, all right. Like the whole time, it doesn't come, do you know what I mean? Like the whole time, I'm like, whoo, you know? Like we came down, we got a hotel down here, and when we got into the room, I'm like, finally, I just took my pants off and just, And my wife's like, what is it? That wasn't comfortable up there? I'm like, no, they're just around. Everyone. I grew up in a small family household. There's 2 people. One of them would leave. The house is yours. But this one, everyone just meanders around. Watermelon. And you're like, yeah, I guess. And then you just eat watermelon. And they're so sweet. It's how normal families. It's what I used to watch on TV growing up alone. All right? It was a family in a living room, God, just jabbing each other, having, and I'm like, oh, that looks sweet. And now I'm in it, I'm like, oh no. Where are the cue cards? I don't know my lines. How do I interact in this situation? It's so uncomfortable. I've learned that a lot about myself because I have anxiety, and it's a lot of people have it. It's not mine's not that bad. It's just I didn't notice it. I'm mad that I know that I have it now. There's a lie that's being told in the mental health community that says once you realize your problems, you can work towards getting it better. No, now I just notice it more. And I'm fully aware. I'm out of my body watching myself be uncomfortable now in line to get coffee. Thank you. Instead of just before times where I would be like, everyone hates this. You know? Everyone's going through torment in their mind right now. But no, now I'm watching myself going, don't wring your hands. People can see that. Don't do that. So now I'm like, should I put them here? And now I'm like... And now I'm asking me, watching myself, I'm like, is this how people stand? I have my lines in my head. I'm ready to roll. If I go to Starbucks, I practice my order in my head before I get up there because I never want to because if I'm not ready, I'll just yell whatever like, London fog! And like... Then I find out that's tea. It's not even coffee. Throw that away, go to another coffee shop and try. No, if I'm in line at a Starbucks, I'm just there like, bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. And that's just the little tape that plays in my brain, and then I get a little closer. Bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. Bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. And then finally, hi sir, what can I help you? I'll have a bacon, egg, and Gouda sandwich and a sweet cream cold brew. But if they're like, we're out of all of that. London fog! Thank you. Thank you. Some weirdos connected with that. Hell yeah. We're all uncomfortable. No, I love coming to Toronto. My wife's family is from here. They live up in Richmond Hill, so I hang out. I've been hanging out there all weekend. A big family. Everyone's just around all the time, and it is so stressful. Because I didn't grow up in a full house. I grew up in a small family. It's just my mom and I for so many years, and she'd leave, and the house is to myself. That's what I'm comfortable with. Just nobody around. But I would watch it on TV, like, you know, the sitcoms with like 1,000 family members, and everyone's like da-da-da, da-da-da, and it looked amazing to watch from an alone household, but then I'm in it, and I'm like, where are my cue cards? Like, I don't know what my lines are. And so I'm just there like, da-da-da, and they're like, what? It's fun. Like, and Persian household, so hospitable. Everyone's just walking around, you're sitting there, no one asks for anything, and they're just like, watermelon? Here you go. And you're like, I didn't ask for watermelon, but here we are. There's just fruits and nuts. Everything's on a conveyor belt just coming around. It's always tea time at a Persian household. They got tea, they got nabat, which is homemade sugar. It looks like meth. It does. It looks like crystal. It's like what Walter White worked on. Yeah. And they're like, this will cure whatever you got. And I'm like, I don't think anything's wrong. They're like, but you're about to feel better. And then they put that sugar in there, and I'm like, nabat! Like, I'm all into it. I wish I knew more about that culture too, like, cause they try to teach me Farsi, and I'm not picking it up. It's hard, dude. I don't know, like, it's like, oh, you haven't learned Hati? And I'm like, no, I haven't learned that word. And they're like, what's wrong with you? That's what we say. And so, like, today we've been learning extra. I learned all these phrases, but the direct translation of the phrases, which is what makes language so fun. Like, I learned, like, shut up, like how to say shut up. But I learned that shut up means poison of a snake. That's what so if you tell someone to shut up, you're like, poison of a snake. It means so much more than shut up, right? You're like, this could be the last time you speak. You know, like, it's such a I love it. So I don't know how to say it in Farsi, but I've just been going, poison of a snake. You know what I mean. That's Zahraman. Yes. Zahraman. And the direct translation is poison of a snake. Yes. And it got worse than I learned. I learned I love you, which means the direct translation is I'll eat your liver. That's how you say I love you. Right? All right, I'm glad you're here. You're like, he's not lying. That is how we profess our love to people. And I'm like, good Lord. And they're like, right? And I'm like, it shouldn't be. I'll eat your liver. Like, ooh, the first person to profess their love in Farsi was a serial killer. I'll eat your liver. That's how much I love you. Oh, man. It's a passionate language. Everything's all or nothing. I don't know if there's a word in Farsi for, it's either, I'll love you till the death of the sun, or I'll hate you with the power of the sun. The sun's involved, I think, a lot. Yeah, I'll eat your liver, which is there's so many different ways to say that. I'll eat your liver. I'll eat your liver. Just like no one will. I'll love you. You know, no one's. Right on your little liver. I'll get right on that. I just imagine like a movie scene where like someone who's Persian is like dating someone from like another country, but neither of them speak each other's language, so they have to do like Google Translate, you know. And they just get the direct translate, and the guy's like, I love you, and they're like, I'll eat your liver, you know, like just having that moment, and then watching the breakup, you know. But it's a rom-com, so they'll come back around after they run into each other on a Ferris wheel or something. You know how rom-coms work. But it is nice. It's like it's very Netflix casty, you know, where like there's one of everybody. You know? You ever watch an old movie and you're like, oh. I've been going through old movies because I don't like a lot of new movies. Not for the casting, by the way. That's not. I just hate the casting. It's just like, really? How did these two meet? No, that's not. It's not the casting. My issue with new movies is the dialogue. No one talks like that, or at least I haven't met people that talk that way. In the new movies, people just like in comedies, two characters will just stand in front of each other and trade punchlines. And you're like, who talks? I've been alive for 37 years. I've never been in a conversation with me and some guy just duel jokes at each other during a holiday Christmas party. That has never happened in my entire life. So I don't like, that's my issue. I think the dialogue with newer movies. And it's just slow down, you know? Everything's so fast. Slow down. I know everyone's brains are phones, but mine's like, all right, why don't we calm down? You ever put on an old movie? It takes like 9 hours for the intro to finish. It's like, it'll be just helicopter footage of the city of Los Angeles for like legitimately 45 minutes. 45 minutes, you're like, oh, we've already seen that building. And they'll circle the entire building twice. The sun will rise and set, and it's still circling. And that's how much patience they had back in the day. They're just eating popcorn. It was a pretty good movie. I got nothing but time. But I see why the casting's different, because I never watched any of the Dirty Harry movies. You know, Clint Eastwood, never watched any of those. I'm like, I don't know why. You always hear the clips. Why do I know, make my game, punk? Why do I know that catchphrase, but I haven't seen the movie, so I watched one of them. I didn't know there was like 20 of them. They have a bunch, so I watched Sudden Impact. That's the one I watched. Came out in 1983. Intro took 4.5 hours. I loved it. Just wide scenes, like extra, like he'll get out of the car, close the door, put change in the meter, like double checks the lock. Like you see everything. Everything that gets edited out now, they're like, no, his shoelace is untied. Let's get that. Winks at a waitress. Like there's so many things that just cut through in movies now. And they left them all in. But yeah, Dirty Harry is not a good person. He would be a cop that there would be protests about. all the bad guys in the movie are not white. They're either black or Hispanic. And you're like, oh, I get it now. You know, I get why, like, the new casting. You're like, let's mix that up a little bit. That's looking a little... All the heroes are very white. And you're just like, yeah, we're just trying to get things done. And everyone else is like, we're trying to mess things up. You know, and you're like, ugh. See that? Kind of have like a father-son dynamic going on a little bit. Because this is 13 years. It's quite the difference. Like, when he was 9, I coached his youth soccer team, which was kind of weird. Because I wasn't trying to be a coach. I was just trying to drop him off for first day of practice. And they're like, well, you're in luck. We don't have enough coaches. And I was like, what? What does that have to do with me? It was very easy to become a coach. Like, I didn't like how easy it was. They're like, you're in. I'm like, you don't want to Google me? Like, make sure I'm not like a red dot on your laptop screen first? Like, no, here's the ball. There's some kids. Have fun at the park. And I'm like, wow. There should be more to this than that. And I told them, I'm like, I don't even know anything about soccer. And they're like, don't worry. Here's a little 20-page pamphlet. Everything you need to know about coaching youth soccer. You know what was not in the pamphlet? What to do in case one of the kids craps their pants. And it happened. And I'm flipping through the booklet like nothing, not even a suggestion. And I don't know what to do. I got a bunch of 9-year-olds jumping around going, Jeremy crapped his pants! And I'm over there like, I don't know, don't pass it to him. I don't know what to tell you. Take it easy on the high fives. I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna go hose him down. It's gonna be a team effort. This is gonna be nice. Let's all get together. That wasn't in the pamphlet. What'd you want me to do? I had to wing it. I wasn't a good coach. I didn't know any of the rules. All their games are on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. I was like, really? These kids don't play in prime time ever? There's no Monday night soccer? Like, it's too early for me to coach. We actually had a good team. We went all the way to the championship game. We didn't win, but we got all the way there. It had nothing to do with my non-coaching. We had 2 Mexican kids that were unbelievable. They really were. My only job as a coach was to make sure the 8 other unathletic white kids got out of the way of Miguel and Jose. That was my only job. I was like, hey, do you guys want to win? All right, well, when you see these 2 coming down the middle, you part like the Red Sea, and you let them work their magic, okay? Those kids are playing for contracts, and you guys are playing because your parents don't want to watch you 2 days out of the week, so let's try to win. This is a big year. We did a lot of traveling. I think that was my favorite part of the last 12 months. Because normally I only travel to do comedy. Like, if there's not a microphone and a check waiting for me, I just don't go there. You know? If anyone's ever been like, have you ever been to, huh? And I'm like, no. And I probably won't until they get comedy going there. But my wife likes to travel, so we've been traveling. Went to Italy, obviously, for the wedding. That was great. Went to Asia. Last November, we spent 2 weeks in Asia. We spent a week in Bangkok, Thailand, and a week in Bali, which is amazing. We flew 32 hours for me to find out I don't really like Thai food. What a weird way to find that out, right? Right to the source. I was so shocked because I thought I loved Thai food. I love Thai food here in the United States. I have it all the time. Tom kha soup, coconut milk soup, that's my favorite soup. Love that. Penang curry, that's my favorite curry. Of course, pad thai noodle, the classic, I'll have that any day of the week. And then I flew all the way to Thailand, I had it there, and I was like, oh, you're making it wrong. Like this, where can I get it authentic? Where do you guys make it authentic? I wish I was making that up. That's exactly who I was over there. Like, in my head, I thought I was going to be like an Anthony Bourdain type, wearing cool clothes and trying everyone's food, making friends, drinking beer. No, I was just an American in a Hawaiian shirt going, ugh. You guys have any Pepto? And I needed it, too, man. I had 2 weeks of diarrhea. Yeah, consecutive, which I broke my old record by a full week. And it was a record I was never trying to break. I was happy where that banner stood in the stands. But I had to come out of retirement, show these kids what's up. Had to throw on the gym shorts one more time. And it hurt too, man. After the 3rd day, my wife, hypochondriac, she's like, you should go to the hospital. And I'm like, I will die with dignity in this hotel room before I ever go to a hospital. Like, really? Where emergencies happen? I'm supposed to go in? It won't stop. No. You don't go to the hospital for that, all right? Drink some Gatorade, cancel some plants. That's what you do. You're like, yeah, we're not doing that tour today. That's a lot of stairs. Nope. But she's like, no, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to seek medical attention after 3 days of the runs. I'm like, that's impossible. She goes, no, for real. I go, no way. She goes, Google it. So I Googled how many days of the runs until you should seek professional medical attention, and it came up. It said 3 days. Isn't that the worst thing that could ever happen in a relationship? You have a disagreement, and one of you goes, Google it, and Google's like, yep, they were right. That's the worst thing that could ever happen. But the great thing about Google is if you don't like the first answer that comes up, you can keep scrolling until you find the answer you wanted to find all along. Because I'm Googling, and she's like, what's it say? I'm like, it's really vague, baby. I don't know. And I'm just looking. I'm seeing 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Let's go. And then I found the answer I wanted to find. It was in the comments section of a Reddit forum. It was just one guy who's like, I've had it my whole life. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Look at this hero, baby. 48 years young. He's doing all right. A little dehydrated, but he's kicking. It was such a lame trip. I remember my favorite part of the entire trip to Thailand is the bathroom we had in the hotel, because we stayed at a high-end hotel, and this hotel had a Japanese toilet in there. I don't know if you guys know about Japanese toilets. You're already clapping. You have a look of satisfaction already on your face. For the rest of you that don't know, these toilets, they do all the work for you. You don't even look back there, all right? You just worry about front-of-house business. They take care of back-of-house for you. And I didn't know that. I was in a rush. I just sat down, and while I'm sitting there, I noticed there's all these buttons on the wall, and each button has a drawing of what's going to happen back there if you happen to hit one of these buttons. And listen, I'm a human being with natural, curiosities. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. But I'm also a little tepid. I'm a little scared sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, you know? It's like, what if I love it, you know? Like, what if there's no going back? You know what I mean? What if I miss my flight home because I'm stuck in this hotel room just like, another round, Johnny? Like, you know what I mean? What if this changes my outlook on life? And then I noticed they had a second set of buttons. Underneath, it was numbers 1 to 10. It was how hard you wanted the water pressure back there. So I started at a 1, right? At a 1. It's my first day at the gym. I'm not maxing out. I'm just hopping on the elliptical for 10 minutes, getting a little sweat on the brow. That's all I'm looking to do. So I started at a 1, and I'm like, well, hello. And about 90 seconds later, I had that thing pegged out, and I'm like, yeah! Game changer, dude. I've never had a toilet change my mood before. Like, I sat down in a bad mood. I got up in an amazing mood. Like, colors were brighter. I was more optimistic. I felt taller. God, I love that toilet. Sometimes I would sit on it when I didn't even need to go. I just treated it like an afternoon coffee, you know, like a Starbucks at 3 p.m. just to get through the rest of your day. I'd sit down, yeah, and I'd bounce off. Let's go look at some more temples, baby. Daddy's got a second wind. Amazing toilet. Amazing toilet. The aim on that thing, just spot on. I just sat down. This thing didn't even know my name. It was like, there you are, right there. It's like, whoa, who invented you? An engineer, probably. Someone who's great at math. What was that equation? A squared plus B squared equals bullseye. We got him, fellas. Send that to the Smithsonian. We're set. I loved it. Then you hit this other button and they dry you off. You were no part of this process. You hit this other button and a hot breath would come out and just, I didn't know I needed that in my life until I had it. And I'm like, well, how do you go back now? How do you go back to toilet paper after you've had that? How do you do that? How do you go back to Charmin after you've had hot breath on your barn doors? You can't. That's who you are now. You're a hot breath guy. Amazing. It's crazy what people can come up with. Like, a human being invented that. A person just like me or you had that idea. And not only did they have that idea, they had the courage to tell someone else about it. Right? Because anyone can have an idea, but it takes a little something extra to look a stranger in the eyes and go, hey, you got a minute? I'd like to show you some schematics. Like this dude, he had to invent it, and then he had to go get capital. He invented it, then he's got to start a business. He probably had to walk into like a Shark Tank type situation, probably with a crude prototype. He made it home, just like a toilet seat with like a water gun and a hairdryer glued to it. He had to walk in there all confident. Hi, my name is Phil. I'm looking for $100,000 for 10% stake in, Mark Cuban, can you just take your pants off for a second? This is easier to demonstrate than it is to articulate.